Am I the asshole for making money off my marital house? I, 42, and my ex-wife, 37, separated in November 2019, officially divorced May 2021. Our marriage was toxic. I was in a low place. I lost my job. I worked for her family and struggling financially. I met my second wife, F, not long after the split, but we didn't move in together till after divorce was official. Got engaged years after the split and were married less than a year later. The divorce was fairly civil, though my ex was childish and difficult at times, refusing to ever initially cooperate. I was saddled with a lot of our debt, most of which she incurred, and cleaning up various messes. I had little support, whereas her family covered her on everything, and when we finally started the divorce process after COVID, she proposed I keep our house in exchange for assuming her half of the debt. At the time, we had approximately $30,000, $15,000 split in equity on the house, and $20, $25K, $10 debt, and various debt, mostly credit card. I explained to her that this could mean I come ahead. She understood. Even on the day we finalized our divorce, the judge double and triple checked to make sure she understood, to the point I asked her to tell the judge it was her idea. After we divorced, I went to take her off the deed and found she racked up K in parking tickets and the city wouldn't sign off until it was paid. I asked her to pay. She refused. Shortly after this, my wife and I moved in together with the plan to move out of state eventually. So I took my time while planning our future, and several months after divorce was official, I got engaged, accepted a job requiring me to move out of state, and sold the house. I had tried selling the house a couple months prior, but the offer wasn't much and would barely cover the debt and leave me little. Once I accepted the job and needed to move, I again sought out offers, ultimately sold the house and tripped into a great offer that made enough to clear the debt, left me in good shape and financially stable. At the closing in January 2022, she said very little, but was clearly disgusted at how much I made, eventually storming out once the last document was signed. This was literally the last time we ever spoke. Almost 3 years later, I am remarried, traveled around the world, bought a new car, have a great house and great career. I am happy and in a much better place in my new life. I know very little about her, yet she knows a lot about me apparently. Recently, my wife and I were in town visiting friends, including a mutual acquaintance of mine and the ex-wife's at this gathering. While catching up and sharing plans for our next upcoming trip abroad, the mutual acquaintance made a comment about how fleecing my ex-wife sure helped my glow up. I asked what they meant and learned my ex is struggling and how it seems a bit unfair how I appear to have come out rather ahead. She is apparently telling people I took advantage of her in the divorce despite myself and the judge warning her. I admit, I have most of the money from the house still. I took a great job that was nearly double the best salary I have ever made, but also I am fortunate to have married into a wealthy family. I pay my way when I can, but often my wife's family pays for a lot and I am grateful. I don't feel bad one bit, but have to ask, am I the asshole for coming out ahead?